I'll start with the when to use a VA part, okay, and I'll take you through my normal day. So use a VA as soon as you get bored doing an element in your business. Use a VA. That's probably the best advice I can give you. That's a good, solid blanket piece of advice. As soon as there is a task in your business that you're finding yourself doing repetitively, outsource it, get rid of it, focus on higher level stuff. Get rid of it, because it very quickly gets boring. The worst thing that you can do in your business is get bored with your business. Okay, and if you find yourself doing constantly repetitive things, you will get bored in your business. It does get irritating. Outsource it. Keep moving yourself up the ladder of influence over your business until you're working on your business, not working in your business. Okay, so that's how I think about my VAs. Now, as far as my own day goes, well, typically I have 2 children, 2 lovely daughters, so I get up very, very early. Normally I'm up at 5 a.m. and so the first 2 hours I have a quiet time when I'm just on my own, nobody else is awake, and I do all of my emails. So that's for AOE. If you get emails answers from me, it'll be around about 5 a.m. my time. My suppliers, whether that's in China or whether it is around the world or in Australia, or if there's some consulting clients of mine that I've got to email. So I do all that, 2 hours solid, doing all of my emails and responding to people through that. At 7 a.m. I wake everybody else up, so everybody else gets up then, and then once they're awake I can then start talking to people from my office. So I chat then, whether that's with my consulting clients, with my outsourcers, talk about them in a second, or it's with my suppliers, for instance, on WeChat or whatever it might be. Then I can actually talk to people. I'm not worried about waking up the rest of the family. So as far as my outsourcers go, so I'll talk about Aussie online entrepreneurs because that's what you guys all know. So within AOE, I have a team of 4 core people who are my core team for AOE. And you probably know all these already. So that's Orvi, who's my team leader for my core of 4. I've got Orvi, Berner, Ryan, and Alden. So they're my team of 4 core people. And then I've got 8 like non-core people who Orvi manages those 8 people. So things like getting my graphic design done for AOE and things like that. So that's all done by that. So I'm also talking to my suppliers, my consulting clients, and anybody else in Australia, for instance, I've got to talk to. I do it then because Australia, of course, is on a different time zone to here in Portugal. So that's when I do that. And that's all done typically by 9 a.m. All of that's done. And then I eat breakfast. So typically breakfast at my desk, take the dog for a walk. And I do that with Natasha so I can catch up with Tash and connect with her. Just make sure that even though I'm busy, and she's busy with her life as well, we're still going out and spending time together and connecting. And then typically by 10 a.m. I'm back at it. And then what I'm normally doing at 10 a.m. is prepping for a webinar. So 10 to 11 I'm prepping for a webinar. So for instance, today I was prepping for the Q&A session. Tuesdays I'm prepping for my Amazon Coach Mastermind sessions. Wednesdays I'm prepping for a webinar. Thursdays I have webinars. Fridays I have webinars. Every day, Monday through Friday, I have a webinar, and typically it's at 11 o'clock. So I'm prepping for that beforehand. And then I have my lunch. And then afternoons I'm working on my business. So that's all, as far as I'm concerned, working in my business. So after lunch I'm working on my business, and I typically allocate about 90 minutes just to figuring shit out at a high level within my businesses and the businesses that I'm either the owner of or a partner in, whatever it might be. So typically it's about 90 minutes where I'm spending intensely focused on my businesses. And then for the rest of the day, I'm either working on things for my business, either for product launches or campaigns on Amazon, or I spend a lot of time working on my inner circle stuff. Typically the inner circle takes me about depending on the week, about 20 to 30 hours to put together the inner circle, for instance. And I try to finish work at 5 p.m. and then I'll do yoga and relax before dinner. And I have to do yoga because I'm sitting on my arse all the time, so I have to do something like that, otherwise it's a nightmare. I get backache. And then at night I read, and I'm currently learning Italian, so I do my Italian learning as well. And then I watch an hour or so of trashy TV. You know, what American Ninja Warrior is my current trashy TV of choice. I'll watch that. And then on the weekend, I try not to work any more than 4 hours, from like 5 a.m. till 9 a.m. And then to manage all that shit, I have a to-do list that I update every single day. At the beginning of the day, as I'm working through the day, and at the end of the day, I'm updating the to-do list and adding things to it, taking things off of it, etc. And then I've got monthly goals that I work towards and yearly goals that I'm also working towards as well. And I'm kind of breaking those goals down to make sure that I'm on track to getting towards them. So don't know if that's helpful, but that's kind of how I've learned to manage my time. And the big thing for me was allocating time and sticking to that time. That gets rid of, if you're a procrastinator or you like shiny objects, like I've got some work to do but I'm going to go and check Facebook instead, then allocating a certain amount of time to a task is really, really useful. And I use that all the time because I'm definitely Mr. Shiny Object. Given the choice between doing some things and looking at Facebook and hanging out with you guys on Facebook, Facebook is every time for me. So I put it that way, and I find that it really works well for me and my personality. So don't know if that helps, but that certainly gets stuff done. Helps me get stuff done. Hey, thanks so much for watching that video, and I hope that you got some massive value from it. Before you go, do you live in Australia? If you do, this is for you. Would you like to learn how to sell things on Amazon here in Australia? Would you like to know what sells really, really well and what sells for the maximum amount of profit? Would you like to know where you can source those products from, whether that be in China or here in Australia, and how to source them so you pay bottom dollar and get maximum value for what you're doing? If you do, please subscribe to my channel and like this video, and you'll learn that and much more. It's the exact same information that people like Jeff from New South Wales have used to make $45,000 a month on Amazon, that Sue, who's from the sunny coast, has used to purchase herself a brand spankly BMW every single year as a result of her e-commerce business, and the lovely Kate from Bowral in New South Wales has used to make $32,000 a year on, a month, not a year, a month on Amazon, and indeed Anthony, who makes $15,000 a month on Amazon, selling, as he puts it, odds and sods. If you'd like to learn the exact same information that they use to maximize their profits for their Amazon businesses, subscribe to this video, like my channel, post below if you want me to teach you something. Okay, I'm out of here. Speak to you soon. Bye. Subscribe. Do it now.